Hello, everybody. Welcome to the People's Music Network Song and Poetry Swap. It's Monday, March 7th, 7 o'clock p.m., and I am Ben Grosscup. I'm the Executive Director of the People's Music Network, and we have an incredible lineup for today's song swap. Really looking forward to it. We are an international group. You'll see some of that today, and we are here to sustain and grow a diverse community of performing artists, activists, and allies who use music, poetry, and other art forms as catalysts for a just and peaceful world. We are about the People's Music Network is a membership organization. And as a group, we uplift the craft of music as a tool for social change. People have been using this craft to inspire movements for many years. And to help transform political consciousness, social consciousness, which we all understand we need in order to change this troubled world. And we're also about strengthening the community ties of the members of the organization. And through that, we also want to develop our skills, because there's a lot of skills involved in doing this kind of music, and we want to lift each other up in that regard as well. So I just want to tell you a few quick things. So for one, you might want to share the live stream of this particular event. And you can do that by going to the chat, checking this little message I'm putting in there, and it says, post this to social media. And this message is, tune into the live stream. It'll be great to have people do that. If you're already watching on the live stream, go ahead and make sure you stay muted. Thank you. Okay. If you're on the live stream already, we'd love to have you share this live stream with others. We have lyrics for today's event. I posted those onto the live stream link and putting that into the chat here as well. And if you're wanting the lyrics to be read by the audience while you're performing, just give me a little message in the chat beforehand. I'll be sure to get those lyrics up. I'll have to have received them from you already through when you registered. And if I have them, I can do that. But not that most people do that, but it's an option. Offering verbal encouragement. I said we're about developing the community ties of the People's Music Network. And one of the things we can do for each other in that regard is, as we're coming up to perform, to take a minute, especially like while the last person right before us is performing. It's a little hard because you got to get yourself set up and everything, but see if you can devote some of your attention to that performer who just came before you, and see if you can say something to them that is brief, but also like true and about your experience. Like maybe something moved you about that song. Maybe something caught your attention, and there's that opportunity to tell them something about it, about how that song kind of caught your attention. And this is, I think, one of the things we do also is to share that level of conversation with one another. It's not really song critique per se, right? But it is an opportunity to keep a dialogue going, even if it's just with the person who came before you, and even if it's kind of brief. And then you can do a much more, elaborate conversation in the chat. We definitely welcome an active chat log here at the People's Music Network. And then, it's kind of nice after you perform, you get some comments there in the chat. You can go back and look at that, maybe save the chat if you want. And everybody gets 5 minutes tonight. We got a full program, so we're going to try to keep it moving right along. And with that, we're going to bring on our first performer from New York City, Steve Siegelbaum. Steve, it's really good to have you. Welcome back. Glad to have you start us off tonight. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to do tonight.
Well, first of all, since I go first, I don't get to comment on anybody's song who went before me. But you went before me, Ben. So I can say a whole host of wonderful things about just your leadership in PMN. It is truly remarkable, and I think just about all the folks who are on tonight know that. And just in case there's anybody looking in, they should know it too, and they soon will. You do a terrific job, really. So thanks.
Love to you, brother.
Yep. And just a shout out to the women folk on this evening. I know tomorrow is International Women's Day, and I mention that because the song I'm going to do has nothing to do with women. Unfortunately, I must admit it has a lot more to do with men. The name of the song is He Had a Gun. Turn on the TV, news is breaking, another mass shooting in town. Sirens are wailing, heads are shaking, school buildings all shut down. Not for the first time, it won't be the last. So many questions that need to be asked. We've come to believe the die is cast, but when all is said and done, he had a gun. He had a gun. Cameras, microphones ready to roll. The minister leads them in prayer. Press conference scheduled at City Hall. Comforting words from the mayor. They know exactly what needs to be said for the ears of the living concerning the dead. How many tears are they willing to shed? How sorry and how stunned that he had a gun. He had a gun. Give us the details and leave nothing out. What kind of weapon was used? Was he a loner, or if there is doubt, who were the friends he'd choose? What of the more violent video games? They have to take a lot of the blame. So many factors that we could name, but however the stories are spun, he had a gun. He had a gun. Some say he was normal, some think he was sick. Maybe he hated his father. We'll do the research on what made him tick. He must have been desperately bothered. Let's check his Facebook and Instagram too. We could find something to give us a clue. Then we might know just what to do. But the answer's plain as the sun. He had a gun. He had a gun. Pews in the church are all filled today. The line outside reaches the corner. Some come to pray, others to grieve. Family, friends, and mourners. Ask the psychiatrist, ask the cop, ask the officials from bottom to top. Why in the world these killings don't stop? They give every reason but one. He had a gun.
Wow, Steve, beautiful. Just want to read from the chat here. One person saying, very touching, Steve Siegelbaum. What an incredible song. So movingly sung and played. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I want to bring on our next performer, Lydia Adams Davis. Lydia, if you want to turn on your video here, and sending you a little invitation to do so. I'm going to give you a few more seconds and we can come back to you if need be. Because after Lydia is Aaron Fowler. Lydia, go ahead and unmute yourself if you can. All right, we're gonna go to Aaron. We're come back to Lydia. I think she. Oh, there you go. All right, we're gonna go to Lydia. Hey, Lydia, you're here.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Good to see you. Well, hey, give us a word for Steve's
Muted.
song.
We
hear you.
I haven't heard anything like that before out of you. Steve, that was awesome. It totally wasn't self-conscious. It was like really putting out there. And what a chorus. I'm really impressed and moved by your song.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for singing. Wow, I'm so sorry I was stepped away because something fell.
It's all right.
Ever try to do this stuff by yourself and something's gonna fall over? I mean,
I know it's nice if you could have like a tech person like sitting next to you. You know.
Yeah, you know, well, there aren't any tech people in this world.
No, it's I'm like over here, right?
You know, everybody who's ever done this kind of work before has experienced that kind of lonely spot where you had your phone all set up to go and record yourself. And I'm fooling with it, as you can tell, because I'm not looking at you. And now I think it's recording, not because I need to send this to Sunny Oaks, but I don't think she believes that other than her band of loyal travelers of Phil Oaks songs, that people still sing the songs with as much love and appreciation. So this here is When I'm Gone by Phil Oaks. And next time I'll have my song I warmed up, you know, by walking to the line. I wasn't quite ready there. There's no place in this world where I belong when I'm gone. And I won't know my right from my wrong when I'm gone. And you won't hear me singing in this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't feel the flowing of the time when I'm gone. And all the pleasures of love will not be mine when I'm gone. And my pen won't pour a lyric line when I'm gone. Guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't breathe the brandy air when I'm gone. I won't worry about my cat when I'm gone. I won't be asked to do my share when I'm gone, 'cause I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be running from the rain when I'm gone. No, I can't even suffer for the pain when I'm gone. I can't say who's to praise and who's to blame when I'm gone. I have to do it while I'm here. While I won't feel the golden of the sun when I'm gone. Can't even know the meaning of I run when I'm gone. Can't sing louder than the guns when I'm gone. Guess I'll have to do it when I'm here. And all my days won't be dances of delight. When I'm gone, the sands will be shifting from my sight. 'Cause I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone. Add my voice until the fight. I guess I'll do it while I'm here. And I won't be laughing at the lies when I'm gone. Can't live proud enough to die when I'm gone. Can't even question how or when or why when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. There's no place in this world where I belong when I'm gone. I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. So you won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it. Guess I'll have to do it. Guess I'll have to do it while I'm here.
Bravo, bravo, Lydia Adams Davis. Thank you. Thank you for that rendition of Phil Oakes. I want to bring on our next performer, Aaron Fowler. Give us a word for Lydia before you tell us a little bit about yourselves, especially for those of us who haven't met you yet.
There I go, unmuted here. Thought I was unmuted, and then I'm not. Wow, Lydia, you know, I love that song, and I've always thought about that song as I get older, right? And as I'm getting older and older. But as you sang that song, I thought about the folks in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And you know, it doesn't matter about because those folks are suffering now. Yeah. And some of them won't make it to 60 like I am, you know? And so it just reminds us that now is the time to sing the songs and to fight for the justice of everybody in the world. So thank you, Lydia. Thank you. Born in 1973, back in history, she left misery. Mother died, leaving her alone, with no home. She was unknown. Father left her, life was hard. He left with no regard, left her scarred. Sister was her guardian, cared for her, sheltered her. Rise above the struggle, she learned her lessons well. She soars above the dark skies and over the ocean swells. Through all that struggle taught her, she would always be free. Struggle was her name, and it has taught her to be free. Left their home in Mexico, sister showed her where to go. She's only 2 when she got to this place, a new way of life she would now embrace. Rise above the struggle, she's learned her lessons well. She soars above the dark skies and over the ocean swells. Through all that struggle taught her, she would always be free. Struggle was her name, and it has taught her to be free. She brought her culture to this place. She has blessed this space as she offers grace. Family fills each perfect day, quinceañera and Christmas Day. Rise above the struggle, she learned her lessons well. She soars above the dark skies and over the ocean swells. Through all that struggle taught her, she would always be free. Struggle was her name, and it has taught her to be free. Now she works hard every single day. She works with no delay, and it is here she'll stay. She's raised a family full of love, each one of them gifts from above. Rise above the struggle, she's learned her lessons well. She soars above the dark skies and over the ocean swells. Through all that struggle taught her, she would always be free. Struggle was her name, and it has taught her to be free. Rise above the struggle, she's learned her lessons well. She soars above the dark skies and over the ocean swells. Through all that struggle taught her, she would always be free. Struggle is her name, and it has taught her to be free.
Bravo! My goodness, thank you. Got some comments coming in. Aaron Fowler, thank you for this thoughtful, gentle song of a very particular immigrant woman who is in struggle, I think is what it was meant there. You didn't give us a big introduction. Maybe you can give us the introduction after the song. What do you say?
So I'll say a little bit about this particular song. I do a series of programs with high school students called Stories to Songs, and as a songwriter around the country. And this particular song was one from a woman that the students interviewed in Scott City, Kansas. Now, Scott City, Kansas is sort of in the southwest part of Kansas that was originally Mexico. And she was one of the pairs that was working in the school and had been there for a while. Her family had a restaurant. And so in her story, she told of her life. And together, the students and I write the music and the chorus, and the students write the verses. And it's basically her story. So, yeah, Struggle was her name.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Someone pointed out, brilliant song for Women's Day. Good point.
Yeah. Right on. I'd forgotten that that's tomorrow. So yeah.
Right. I want to bring on our next performer. Her name is Cleo Knopf. Cleo, welcome. I'll get out of the way. You can talk to Aaron.
Hi, Aaron. That
Hey,
was
Cleo.
beautiful. It was funny hearing the introduction after the song, because before I was thinking of struggle. It's like the struggle of all immigrants who try to settle someplace new, and particularly a female one. And I also appreciated you honoring struggle, like, and personifying struggle, and that it's a noble thing, and that it's something we should be proud that we can struggle. Some people don't get the chance to do it. And and really beautifully sung, very lovely melody and heartfelt. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to sing a song that I rewrote the words to Put My Name Down by Tom Glazer, which is an anti-war song, written as an anti-war song. And it's still an anti-war song. I just updated it a bit. My speaker is good, right? Okay.
It's sounding great.
Excellent. I got a sister in Yemen I want you to meet. I got a sister in Yemen way overseas. Her home's destroyed by U.S. bombs supplied to Saudi neocons. She's gonna put her name for peace. Stand right up sister, I'll stand by you. I'm gonna join the fight for peace. We'll see this through. Oh, nuclear bombs we don't need, and NATO's colonial greed. We're gonna stand up for peace. I got a brother in Palestine I want you to meet. I got a brother in Palestine way overseas. His home's destroyed by U.S. bombs supplied to Israel's neocons. He's gonna stand up for peace. Stand right up, brother, I'll stand by you. We're gonna join the fight for peace. We'll see this through. Oh, nuclear bombs we don't need, and NATO's colonial greed. We're gonna stand up for peace. I got friends in Syria I want you to meet. I got friends in Syria way overseas. Their homes destroyed by U.S. bombs and lots of NATO neocons. They're gonna stand up for peace. Stand right up, brother, I'll stand by you. I'm gonna join the fight for peace. We'll see this through. Oh, nuclear bombs we don't need, and NATO's colonial greed. We're gonna stand up for peace. I got a sister in Iraq I want you to meet. I got a sister in Iraq way overseas. Her home's destroyed by U.S. bombs and lots of NATO neocons. She's gonna stand up for peace. Stand right up, sister, I'll stand by you. I'm gonna join the fight for peace. We'll see this through. Nuclear bombs we don't need, and NATO's colonial greed. We're gonna stand up for peace. Ooh, I got friends throughout this world I want you to meet. I got friends throughout this world and here and overseas. It turns out we all agree they all want peace like you and me. They're gonna stand up for peace. Stand right up, brother, I'll stand by you. I'm gonna join the fight for peace. We'll see this through. Oh, nuclear bombs we don't need, and NATO's colonial greed. We're gonna stand up for, we're gonna stand up for, we're gonna stand up for peace.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Well
that
done.
Beautiful.
Well done. And bringing all those different people into the picture, that's really, really good.
Spirited, Cleo.
Oh, yeah.
Way to go,
Bringing
girl.
on our next act, Michael and Nell.
I've never known Cleo not to be spirited, actually.
You knocked it out of the park on that one, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. It was great. And wonderful reworking of that old tune, too.
Yeah.
It was really great. Loved it.
Okay, real quick, man. La 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 la. We good for sound?
We're in the pocket, you bet.
Did you say perfect?
Yeah, good. It sounds good.
Okay. Here we go.
So you were going to say something?
Well, this is a very recent composition of ours, and Nell would like to say something.
It's called War Machine, and it does address the issue of the fact that the U.S. military is the largest creator of greenhouse gases on the planet, and that the greenhouse gases that are created by the military are not counted in the U.S. total, which I think is very interesting. Whoever got that one passed in Congress is pretty amazing. So it's called War Machine.
Yep, and we discuss a few things. Hello, America, I'm one of your sons. You sent us away to fight with guns. Lost these wars with your arrogant plan. Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan. We thought we went to lend them a hand, but they don't like us invading their land. These wars we fought were one big lie. Big oil makes a killing while poor soldiers die. War machine, burning up oil and gasoline. When did we lose the American dream? And when we gonna stop this war machine? We love our country, it's plain to see. Support our troops on our SUVs. Driving blind day after day. Endless war, that's the price we pay. What are we doing? Why are we there? Protecting the business of billionaires. Barrels of guns buy barrels of oil, and children die on their native soil. War machine, burning up oil and gasoline. When did we lose the American dream? And when we gonna stop this war machine? Heat waves, droughts, and hurricanes, fires and floods from too much rain. Climate change is a matter of fact, soon there'll be no turning back. Politicians say they love our flag and they love oil money in their bag. Green New Deal, why don't we give it a try? The military budget, that's why. 21 trillion since 2001 for tanks, corruption, bombers, and guns. Why do we think war will keep us safe? Destroy the earth, there's no hiding place. War machine, burning up oil and gasoline. When did we lose the American dream? And when we gonna stop this war machine? When we gonna stop this war machine?
Bravo, Michael and Nell, brilliant. I want to bring on Pat LaManna. Pat, take it away.
Wow, Michael and Nell, you guys, I have so much admiration for you. I always enjoy hearing you. I don't know if I've ever seen you in person, but I hope someday I will.
Maybe when we get through this pandemic and we get out of Nashville.
Oh, you're in Nashville?
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't blame you for being in Nashville, but
Thank you so very much.
that was just a great song. Wow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Fabulous. Touched on the intersectionality of war, the environment, and also poverty when you talk about how much money we're spending and the American dream and all that.
Yes.
So,
Thank you. Appreciate that.
okay. So this song is not about women and it's not about war, but it's a song that I heard at another song swap that Sally Rogers runs on, I think it's the third Friday. Terrific song swap. If you go to Sally Rogers' either Facebook page or website, you can find out how to be part of it. It's really cool. And this song was written by Kim Wallach, and it's called Books That Are Banned. So that's another subject that's been in the news lately, but of course it's been completely drowned out by the other much more disturbing news. But anyway, so this is Books That Are Banned by Kim Wallach. We are the band, the mighty, mighty band, the ones who read the books that are banned. Well, it wasn't what we planned, but now we think it's grand to be reading all the books that are banned. Thanks for the list, the long explicit list, the list of the books that are banned. There's a few we might have missed if it wasn't for the list of all the books that are banned. We are the band, the mighty, mighty band, the ones who read the books that are banned. Well, it wasn't what we planned, but now we think it's grand to be reading all the books that are banned. When you start to look inside each book on the list of the books that are banned, they're about malicious crooks and the courage that it took to fight evil that encroached upon the land. We are the band, the mighty, mighty band, the ones who read the books that are banned. It wasn't what we planned, but now we think it's grand to be reading all the books that are banned. It's as plain can be, it's no democracy, as long as there are books that are banned. For if we are to be free, the choice belongs to you and me, and there is no book that ever should be banned. We are the band, the mighty, mighty band, the ones who read the books that are banned. Well, it wasn't what we planned, but now we think it's grand to be reading all the books that are banned. If you don't read, you won't see just who is the enemy. It's those who burn the books that are banned. They thrive on secrecy, they're as evil as can be, 'cause they're banning books that never should be banned. We are the band, the mighty, mighty band, the ones who burn the books the ones who read the books that are banned. Well, it wasn't what we planned, but now we think it's grand to be reading all the books that are banned. Books That Are Banned, Kim Wallach. Thank you.
Bravo. Thank you, Pat. Brilliant. And maybe, you could tell us about that other song swap so folks can maybe connect with that, and you put that in the chat or something.
I will, and anybody who's watching on a streaming service, just go to sallyrogers.com or Sally Rogers' Facebook page, and you can check it out.
I'll post it there too. Thank you. I want to bring on our next performer. It's Paul McKenna. Welcome, Paul. It's good to have you here.
Thanks, Ben. That was really a very clever song, Pat. So thank you for sharing that. I really enjoyed it. So I wrote this song in 1981. It was the first year of the Reagan administration, and a lot of people were talking about Robin Hood in reverse, stealing from the poor to give to the rich. And unfortunately, that song has continued to be quite relevant because it's been the number one agenda of the Republican Party ever since. And it's still relevant as any efforts to do anything for poor and working people in Congress are labeled as socialism and fought tooth and nail. And of course, we have tax giveaways for the rich in the Trump administration. Anyway, this song is called Hood Robin. I'm just using the guitar to give myself a chord here. By the way, can people hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, when I was young, it was always great fun to read about brave Robin Hood. But now things have changed, in a way that is strange. Hood Robin's now haunting the woods. Hood Robin's his name. He steals from the poor and the lame, and he gives to the rich. Now ain't that a switch from the hero of storybook fame? So you can see the tune is Home on the Range, so please feel free to sing along on mute. He travels the land with his renegade band. Any day now he'll come to your town. He plunders and robs, stealing money and jobs, and tearing the working class down. Hood Robin's his name. He steals from the poor and the lame, and he gives to the rich. Now ain't that a switch from the hero of storybook fame? There's no money to spare for medical care, and food stamps have got to be chopped. But there's billions for bombs and new Vietnams and tax breaks for folks at the top. Hood Robin's his name. He steals from the poor and the lame, and he gives to the rich. Now ain't that a switch from the hero of storybook fame? Well, I've had enough of this Hood Robin stuff. Let's get rid of that sucker for good. Send him and his band to some faraway land and bring back good old Robin Hood. Hood Robin's his name. He steals from the poor and the lame, and he gives to the rich. Now ain't that a switch from the hero of storybook fame? Hood Robin's his name. He steals from the poor and the lame, and he gives to the rich. Now ain't that a bitch? From the hero of storybook fame. Thanks.
Bravo. Thank you, Paul. Always love to hear your parody skills. I want to bring on our next performer, Maree Robertson. And Maree, I think this is your first time at the People's Music Network.
It is. Can you hear me all right?
Coming in from Australia. Maybe you could say a word to our friend in Corvallis, Oregon over there, Paul McKenna, and then you tell us a little bit more about yourself as well after we hear that.
Sure. I'll do a quick version. Thanks, Paul. I saw the name of the song in the list and I thought, I bet this is going to be a great parody, and it was indeed. I admired it, and I really need to thank Storm, because he's been persevering for about 2 years to get me here. I have a brain injury, so doing things, it's complicated interface to get here for me. And so thank you, Storm, because he kept telling me about it, and Ben for being so supportive and helpful to get me here. And because I have been homeless for the last 5 months, I'm just in a B&B at the moment, so it's been a rough year. And it was really important that I get here, because this is my family, because I've been in Australia working as a peace and social justice activist for about 35 years, mostly through music. I've been putting on events, including Songs to Change the World by, and the Rise Up Singing book has been, something of a Bible for us in sessions for a very long time. So there were lots of reasons that I was really keen to get here, and I'm really glad that I made it, and that I already recognise some people. And I'm going to do a Fred Small song, which might seem a bit weird, because he's from where you are, not me. But yeah, well, I knew that, but by rights I should do an Australian song. But I helped bring Fred out to Australia in 1991, and the group that I was in, One Step Forward, we've been singing this song, Peace Is, at I think we started singing it at the first Iraq War. So I can't remember the years. I'm getting old and confused, but that's a bloody long time ago. And what's like starkly chilling is that the words of the verse are like totally topical and on the money now, even including a kind of oblique reference to the thermobaric weapons that are being used. in the Ukraine. So here we go. And I think you've got the words. You're putting them up, are you, Ben, or the chorus at least?
Oh,
Is
sure.
that
Yeah,
how
I
it
can do that.
works?
It'll take me just a second. Sure.
Well, I
It's
could.
an option. Yeah, I can do
I
it.
can definitely do it. If you want me to just cut and paste it, do you want me to just do that from the in the chat?
That's a possibility. Here,
Let's
let
let's
me pull
see
it
who
up.
goes quicker.
Okay, I think I got it. All right. Maree Robertson. Piece is, except it's written by Fred Small.
Give me a second. I reckon I'm going to beat you.
You do.
There you go.
Well,
The chorus is in the chat now from my
wonderful.
that's my mobile. Okay. So please sing along, and it's got a little clap in there too if you're into that sort of thing. Peace is the bread we break. Love is a river rolling. Life is the chance we take when we make this earth our home. Gonna make this earth our home. Feel the cool breeze blowing through the smoke and the heat. Hear the gentle voices and the marching feet. Singing, call back the fire, draw the missiles down, and we'll call this earth our home. Peace is the bread we break. Love is a river rolling. Life is the chance we take when we make this earth our home. Gonna make this earth our home. We have known the atom, the power and pain. We've seen people fall beneath the killing rain. If the mind still reasons and the soul remains, it shall never be again. Peace is the bread we break. Love is a river rolling. Life is the chance we take when we make this earth our home. Gonna make this earth our home. Peace grows from a tiny seed as the acorn grows into the tallest tree. Many years ago I heard a soldier say, when people want peace, better get out of the way. Peace is the bread we break. Love is a river rolling. Life is the chance we take when we make this earth our home. Peace is the bread we break. Love is a river rolling. Life is the chance we take when we make this earth our home. Gonna make this earth our home. Peace is Fred Small.
Bravo. Oh, Maree, it is so good to have you here at the People's Music Network, all the way from Australia. And thanks for bringing that song back to us. Yeah, I mean, Fred Small was very involved with the People's Music Network before I got involved. But you know, he's come by and still been supportive in a bunch of ways. So great to hear that song. I want to bring on our next performer, Harriet. It is great to have you here. Welcome back. Did you want to say any word to Maree?
I just wanted to tell you that the song was not only rousing, but very effective, and your voice is lovely. I enjoyed it immensely.
Here.
Thank you.
So Harriet, tell us where you're coming from and what you want to share with us today.
I'm coming from Queens, New York, and I'd like to share a poem in praise of Bob Marley. I don't know if anyone knows Bob Marley, but Bob Marley was a Jamaican reggae singer. My latest God, Bob Marley. People, freedom, and liberty is what Bob Marley means to me. This man who was so very bold speaks right straight to my very soul. When I find that I love someone with whom I feel I can become a deeper, deepest humankind who's free in body and in mind, then I don't find it very hard to see in them another God. I really think that it's okay to have a God for self today. Now me, I have a lot of them. I have some women and some men. See, when my soul can take no more, that's when I think of her Hathor, a major goddess of Egypt. For joy and pleasure, she was it, whom Western culture has produced, at least the ones that I've deduced, were godlike according to me. One was philosopher Nietzsche. Bob worshipped Haile Selassie. I don't know if Bob felt like me, that what is taught consistently is only Christianity has any real legitimacy. All other beliefs heresy. What seems to me to be quite odd is the notion of just one God. I prefer gods I can create to help me to decipher fate. Theology as a science is not one on which I depend. For me, any catechism leads to more isms and schisms. You see, the gods that I have picked are ones who share my politics. They send their message spanning time, and I see in them all the signs that they have got a remedy to cure ills of society. Bob Marley soothed my pain with song. When sick at heart, he came along. He does not sing as much as well. The system he sang, it has failed. Society decided white was the color of Jesus Christ, but he decided a black man was God of Rastafarians. It seems to me it matters not which point of view that one has got. The truth that you will hit upon depends on where you're coming from. Jamaica's poorest part of towns, where he was born and where he found that everything's political, whether or not you are able to wholly live life where you're at. It matters if you're white or black. Bob Marley was the voice of truth, heard by the old and by the youth. A God for me must have been flesh and stood the spiritual test, or maybe animal or tree, but only what has lived can be a part of what's my consciousness. When one with them, I am then blessed. When to my spirit you can speak, and to me you've something to teach. When I feel I have got to pray, 'cause I can't face another day, and my mind falls on you and I feel like I really have to cry. When thinking of you comforts me, then you become a deity. And when my mind begins to sink, I want a God who makes me think. His music is all that it takes to connect me to what is divine, transcending all of space and time. And then with him I do exhale, and from me all my sorrows sail. He uses instrument and voice to tell me I have got a choice. That slavery I need not choose. To be enslaved I can refuse. Bob brings me back from whence I came. We ride on the African plains. I hear the drum beat soft and slow. Bob Marley is a god, I know. On water he need not have walked. In parables he need not talk. No miracles need he perform. His music will live on and on. What I've seen with this new virus, for some, it's a major crisis. The God for them is no longer there. They wonder what they're doing here. But me, I'm dancing constantly. Me and my latest God, Marley.
Wow. Harriet Chapple, thank you for the poem. Before I bring our next performer up, which is Ann Coleman, just wanted to read from the chat here. Steve Siegelbaum put in, everybody should know Bob Marley. Thanks for doing this, Harriet. Pat Lamana pointed out a lyric or a line, I guess, in your poem that she really liked. I want a God who makes me think. So you have the deity theme in there, but this is a particular kind of deity, isn't it? Do you want to say any more about that?
Well, just that not only does he make me think, but he makes me feel and connects me in a way to a deeper spirit that I feel that I share, that he has a conduit with all humankind. That's it.
That's beautiful. I want to bring on our next performer, Ann Coleman. Welcome, Ann. I think it's a little late there in the evening for you. Glad you could make it.
It's a little early in the morning. It's 1 a.m. I'm on the west coast of Scotland. I really loved your poem, Harriet. It was great. And yeah, everybody should know Bob Marley. No woman, no cry. So I want to do a poem for a change, because usually I sing. I'll sing a bit at the end, because I think when we struggle, we should think what it is we're struggling for. It's called Say No to Peace. Say no to peace if what they mean by peace is the quiet misery of hunger, the frozen stillness of fear, the silence of broken spirits, the unborn hopes of the oppressed. Tell them that peace is the shouting of children at play, the babble of tongues set free, the thunder of dancing feet, and a father's voice singing. Say no to peace if what they mean by peace is a rampart of gleaming missiles, the arming of distant wars, money at ease in its castle, and grateful poor at the gate. Tell them that peace is the hauling down of flags, the forging of guns into ploughs, the giving of the fields to the landless, and hunger, a fading dream. That's by Brian Wren. Deep peace of the running wave to you, deep peace of the silent stars, deep peace of the flowing air to you, deep peace of the quiet earth. May peace, may peace, may peace fill your soul. May peace, may peace, may peace make you whole.
Bravo. Ann, I was wondering what we were going to get when I saw that title, and now I understand. Beautiful, really powerful piece there, both the poem and the song. I would like to bring on our next performer, Dave, and believe it or not, I think you're also in the UK, right? You used to be in the US, but now you're in the UK, right?
Yeah. I am actually just outside of Glasgow, Anne.
That's uncanny. Two people in Scotland.
Not far from me, as the crow flies, but you need to take a ferry.
Yeah, okay. So that was fantastic, and such a kind of a juxtaposition. Really, you wouldn't expect to be told to to ignore peace. Peace is what we're all striving for. But as you say, it's if peace means the things that you were talking about, then obviously it's not really what we need for the world. So that was actually quite powerful, actually. Yeah. Wow. I think what it tells me is sometimes we just accept things without question, and we need to question everything, really. So there we go. I'm going to share a little song that I've written for all the people in Ukraine. I really can't actually get my head around the fact that this is actually happening in my lifetime. I really can't. But anyway, here we go. It's a song for Ukraine. The earth was shaken by despair, a growl like thunder in the air, and I wondered then and there where I might be tomorrow. I packed a suitcase in the dark. A crowd had gathered in the park. Then I walked out of this life that had once been mine to borrow. War is never just a game, with tanks that crush and shells that maim. This song I sing is for Ukraine, the day the soldiers came. I hurried down a city street, panicked, shouting, running feet. Told myself to stay calm, that I should not be too hasty. I saw the damage bleak and stark. I heard a dog's grief-stricken bark. As a thought flew through my mind, would we both get to safety? War is never just a game. We point the finger, lay the blame, then watch the newsreels frame by frame the day the soldiers came. No more for us sweet summer rains, spring flowers only on our graves, far beyond the barren ruins of this senseless Armageddon. For we never heard nor did we see death high above the cruel debris. Life just ceased for us all in one shining second. War is never just a game. Every time we fight it ends the same. Libya, Iraq, now Ukraine. Why must my freedom be your pain? I wonder why things never change. History repeats itself again. I sit heartbroken, filled with shame, while armies stand up and take aim. Your heroes wither in the flame the day the soldiers came.
Mason, thank you for that song.
Oh, you're welcome, Ben. Thank you.
You wrote that fast.
I did.
As it, you know, in the scheme of songs. I mean, you want to say anything about that?
It's amazing. I shock myself sometimes. So I know there's a lot of songwriters on the call, and I think that most of you will know that a lot of songs take a long time to write and to finalize and whatever. But this basically Friday last, so basically the 25th of March, I just got this urge to sit down and write a song. And
of February, it must have been.
Sorry, 25th of February. Sorry, yeah. Sorry. It's 2:00 in the morning here.
Hey, man.
Anyway, so I yeah, it's one of those songs that just came to me. And
thank you for that. And I think you also released it also, so you can get it on the internet, right? Maybe
so it's on my Bandcamp. I can put it in the chat. Yeah.
Beautiful. And I just posted the link to your website, which I'm sure was another way to get there. But if you get the more specific one for people who are like interested in that song, that could be really helpful. I want to bring on our next performer from New York City. Gail, Jacole is here. Welcome, Jacole.
Hi.
Hey, it's great to have you back. Feel free to share a word with our comrade in the UK, and I'll get out of the way.
Yeah, that was really amazing. I really liked your guitar playing particularly. I feel like it really added to the song, like having it be like a thoughtful, reflective, pensive vibe. Yeah, I really liked that in particular. Yeah, and kudos to you for staying up so late. I know I'm like a super night owl, but I know not everyone is like that. So, yeah, really great job for sure. Yay. Okay. So yeah, I guess I'm also working on, an anti-war song for our times. But unfortunately that song is not ready yet. But I was gonna share a song today called It's All Capitalism in the End. Hopefully it's related enough. So yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead. Oh, thanks, Ben. Yeah. And sorry I forgot to send the lyrics. But I can put them in the chat afterward if people are interested. I know I'm such a delinquent when it comes to sending lyrics, because they also change sometimes. So yeah, I guess here goes. So you found a job where you can do good now the world. You like the work, it pays okay, and it's striking a chord. Well, I have bad news, and I hate to break it to you, my friends, but it's all capitalism in the end. Electric cars and usable bottles and shopping bags. Donate and thrift your clothes and upcycle them to smashing capitalism in the end. How do they sleep while their machine grinds? Oh, why, oh, why? How do they know they're not causing harm? No, my, oh, my. How do they measure the good they cause? Yeah, by and by. Where do they think that money comes from? Where does it go? Where does it go? What do we do? 'Cause we have no choice. Unconscious consumption. Why do we need to raise our voice? Unconscious consumption. What's got all the world in a schism? Unconscious consumption. What's a myth under capitalism? Conscious consumption. 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 How do we sleep while the machine grinds? Oh, why, oh, why? How do we know we're not causing harm? No, my, oh, my. How do we measure the good we cause? Yeah, by and by. Where do we think that money comes from? Where does it go? Where does it go? Where does it go? Where does it go? So let's create a world where we all meet our needs, and every single person, plant, and animal is free. We're building all these new ways of life we must defend. Now it's all socialism, or maybe some kind of communism. I hear good things about anarchism, but what the fuck do these words mean anyway? I don't really fucking know, just fuck capitalism and smash the state. That's the end.
Oh, you had me there. We're gonna bring on Storm as our next performer. I just have to say, I mean, I think you capture a whole zeitgeist of young people who like want to do something kind of quote unquote good in the world, and yet sort of are mesmerized in a sense by like the actual ideology, the ruling ideology, and then everything they do with like a good intention sort of gets refracted through that ideology. And I think you capture that brilliantly there.
Aw, thank you.
Storm, I mean, my goodness, you got to say something to Jacole here, but also
I know that was a great ending, such a thoughtful song. It's wonderful to have a voice of youth here, so we're not just a room of gray hairs.
Hey, some of us are, we are not all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just turned 40, so I actually am like over the breach or the hump now. I'll get out of the way.
But you know that you are on the younger end of who we usually have here. So it's nice to have even younger than you, Ben. And please, Gail, bring your friends. It's also great. This is the second Zoom I've been on today where we've had a Gail and a Storm in the same room.
Who's the other Gail?
Oh, it was somebody in an international Zoom I was on.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like a different, like People's Music Network Gail, but
No.
that makes sense.
I'm just saying twice today I've been in a room where it's been Gale and Storm in the same room.
Yeah, Gale Storm. Yeah. From the
All
chat.
right. Oh, thank you. Everybody please mute. Okay. Come take a walk with me. Come take a walk with me. It will set our hearts free. Come take a walk with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. It will set our hearts free. Come sing a song with me. Come laugh and dance with me. Come laugh and dance with me. It will set our hearts free. Come laugh and dance with me. No Nuke's prayer. Let our peaceful protests carry to the world the words of danger first spoken by the shadows of the flowers burned onto the walls of Hiroshima. With Willie from the country and Tommy from the town, I used to play when I was young until the sun went down. We'd play a pirate's bold and a villain's black, yet when I would die I'd get my life right back. With strange brews and medicines they'd fix me fine as new, and the only wounds I got from playing war were but a scratch or two. Yet I've grown older now, and now I've fought with men, and still I wish that it weren't so and I was back to then. No medicine for him in pain, no magic touch to pull the bullet from the thigh. Alone upon this darker land, I'll in this moment die. Catch the fire of my eyes and send it spinning rainbow-like around the room as if such were the world, and you could send rainbows to Ireland and Iran, to Soweto and Afghanistan, to Nicaragua and Washington, D.C., to Portland, Oregon, and Ukraine. Rainbows whose pots are filled with missing people alive and doing well. Rainbows to say no more floods from constant tears. Catch the fire of my eyes and send it spinning rainbow-like around the room as if such were the world, and you could send rainbows into even the most secretive of prisons, as if such could lighten even the darkest of hearts. Come shed a tear with me. Come shed a tear with me. It will set our hearts free. Come shed a tear with me. Come say a prayer with me. Come say a prayer with me. It will set our hearts free. Come say a prayer with me. Come find the light with me. Come find the light with me. It will set our hearts free. Come find the light with me. Come build a world with me. Come build a world with me. It will set our hearts free. Come build a world with me. Come take a walk with me. Come take a walk with me. It will set our hearts free. Come take a walk with me.
Bravo. Thank you, Storm. Thank you for the poem and the song. I I'm going to bring on our next performer, Joanna. You to say a word, to share a word with Storm here. How you doing? All right, welcome. Hey.
Hi there. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I just tested out let's see, new headphones, so I just wanted to make sure. I know I was having some we're good. Okay.
Yeah. So we usually just say a little acknowledgement of the previous performer, which in this case is Storm, if you'd like to.
Oh, of course, yeah. That I was really moved by that. I was a little nervous thinking of my own performance, and I thought that was really beautiful. It took me out of the context of what I'm doing. So great job, really moving.
Great. And Joanna, tell us, I know there's a lot of different technical things you're doing on your end to make this work over there, but maybe you can tell us a little bit about the song so we can know what we're about to hear.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is a song I'm guessing some of you may have heard just because it's on the radio a lot. It's called Easy on Me by Adele. And so full context, I'm a writer, I'm a journalist, so this is not the first song that I've written. But I'm trying to do it more often. But the context of this song is that I live in a town in Connecticut that is 94% white. And unfortunately, one day, someone in my town banged on a window and tried to rip off a Black Lives Matter sticker on my car. And my daughter, who was only 8 years old, was in the car. So she witnessed this and actually ended up catching him. Turns out it was a hate crime that he had committed in 3 other towns. So this song is about standing up to hate, and it's also about the hate that I received in the town. Fortunately not the majority, but definitely loud voices, hateful voices that accused us of making the story up and just a lot of nasty things. So this song is kind of my reflection on that. So honored to be sharing it.
Great to have you.
There ain't no soul in these haters that I've been living near in forever. I know there is hope in my community, but I can't hear those voices when I'm drowning in fury. People be kind, go easy on me, baby. I was just a person trying to do the right thing. Now people hating on me. I don't need the lies. They burn my fragile lies. So go easy on me. There ain't no room for things to change when Trumpers are so stuck in their ways. You can't deny that this town is white. I shine the light on hate because it's not okay, but now my heart hurts. Go easy on me, baby. I was just a person trying to do the right thing. Now people hating on me. I don't need the lies. They burn my fragile lies. So go easy on me. probably doesn't even show. Go easy on me, baby. I was just a person trying to do the right thing. Now people hating on me. I don't need the lies. They burn my fragile eyes. So go easy on me.
Wow. Oh, that sounded really great.
Thank you.
You did.
So nervous.
Yes, you did it. That worked. Okay, that was really great.
Awesome.
I got the whole story that time and the whole picture of the situation, and just great to see, a popular song be used within and then put a social justice message into it. I just wanted to bring our next performer on. Did you say the story as much as you wanted to say? Is that the
Oh yeah, I think I did. If anyone, I'm gonna drop a story in the Hartford Courant. I used to write for that paper, so if anyone wants to read it, I'll drop that in the chat.
Great. I want to see who our next performer. Okay, so we have Mark Hecker is on here, but I'm not actually seeing him in the Zoom room. So Mark, if you can get here, come, and we'd love to have you. And what I'm going to do instead is actually go to Arizona to Robert. And Robert, you can share a word with our friend Joanna here, and I'll get your video queued up.
That was very powerful, Joanna. Thank you so much for sharing that. I can't imagine the feeling to have somebody try to rip a Black Lives Matter sticker out from your car with your child there. That would just be such a painful thing. I'm certain I would have been singing about that as well. That's the only thing we can do when we run into this sort of stuff, I guess, is turn to song. So that was great. My name's Bob Neustadt. I live in Flagstaff, Arizona, and I write a lot of songs about immigration and borders and immigrant activism. Most of my songs are about the U.S.-Mexico border, and then the one that I'm going to play for you tonight, and I'm actually not going to play it. I'm going to let Ben hit play on a video that I made where I sort of illustrated it with photographs. This is about an analogous situation happening in Europe where people will attempt to get to a little tiny island, one of the Greek Aegean islands or the island of Lampedusa in the Mediterranean or the Canary Islands, trying to find a better life or to escape violence or to survive or save their families. And many times, tragically, they die in these journeys. So this is a song called Itty Bitty Dots, where I grabbed a bunch of photographs of people trying to do that, and then some photographs of my own of the border wall in Melilla, Spain, and also some photographs of my own from the Greek island of Lesbos. And then I'll also just sort of mention before he plays it that I have an album that I made of mostly my own songs called Voluntary Return. This song is on it. And I sell the album and I donate all of the proceeds to No More Deaths, which is an organization that puts water in the desert in Arizona to keep migrants from dying, and to the Colibri Center for Human Rights, which is an organization that helps to identify the remains of border crossers who have perished, to let their families know what happened to them and to repatriate those remains. So this is a song about what's going on in the world all over the place. It's called Itty Bitty Dots. There's an itty bitty dot out in the Indian Ocean. It's an itty bitty dot off the coast of Madagascar. And that itty bitty dot is in the European Union. If you can get there, you get a little chance to eat. There's an itty bitty dot in the middle of the Mediterranean. It's an itty bitty dot that's part of Italy. Lampedusa's the real sweet spot. If you can get there, then you've got at least a little chance to be free. So we pay the smuggler, we pay Big Bank to squeeze us on a little bitty boat. And we toss like a cup on the great big sea and pray to heaven that this won't be the end of you, the kids and me. And the waves grow bigger and taller, and this boat is taking on water. And that little bit of hope that looks so near has just dissolved and turned to fear. Can't swim, no place to run. Everyone's sick and the kids are all crying. With too many folk and some are dying. There's sharks at sea and in this boat. Hold the baby, never give up hope. I'll love you, dear, till the end of time. There's more itty-bitty dots in the Atlantic Ocean. There's some itty-bitty dots off the coast of Turkey. There's hunger at home and big bombs are blasting. Looks like that teeny-weeny dot's the chance for you and me. And the waves grow bigger and taller, and this boat is taking on water. And we toss like a cup on the great big sea and pray to heaven that this won't be the end of you, the kids and me. And the waves grow bigger and taller, and this boat is filling with water. And that little bit of hope that looks so near has just dissolved and turned to fear. Can't swim, no place to run, and the waves grow bigger and taller, and this boat is filling with water. And that little bit of hope that looks so near has just dissolved and turned to fear. Lord, please have mercy.
Wow. Wow. Holy moly. I mean, not every day you hear a song that sort of like gives you an education about like how a whole global system of migration works. Like that's something. Wow.
It's the professor in me. I can't stop trying to educate.
So right. So you set up the song like you did like a lecture, but like with rhyme and melody and rhythm. My God. Very powerful. Thank you very much for that. And maybe you could get the link into the chat about how one could actually buy that album and support the organization you mentioned.
Will do.
Thank you very much, Robert. Well, let's see. I'd like to bring on our next performer, and that's Don Billings. It is great to have you back, Don. And I'm going to bring you right onto the stage. How are you, Don?
Very good. Hanging in there.
Good. Do you have a word to share with our friend Robert?
Absolutely. That was incredible. Were a lot of those your pictures?
The ones of people on rafts and on boats were not, but the photographs on Lesbos of the life jackets and things like that, and some of the photographs of walls and things like that were mine. Yeah. My wife and colleague and I took a group of students to Greece a few years ago before COVID to study the situation of refugees and to volunteer in refugee camps.
Yeah, I was thinking with those photographs and your song, the message, and I was thinking that would be a terrific book to get out to the public. And I was wondering, are any of the big organizations like the UN or the Red Cross or anything doing anything about this or helping? Or
that's a really good question and a really complicated question. There are some really big organizations, and they are helping a lot. There's the IRC and the United Nations High Commissioner on Refugees, and there's lots of big organizations. really, though, I think the smaller organizations are the ones that get a whole lot more done, because the big ones have so much bureaucracy and so many rules, whereas the small NGOs are more nimble and sort of more responsive to the needs, and they get a whole lot more done. But they're also there was a big article in the New York Times Magazine about this yesterday, where at least in Greece, for example, they're criminalizing them and trying to arrest volunteers and to shut them down and trying to demonize the NGOs.
I imagine that part of the problem is the governments that are receiving people. It's a problem in the country and how people feel about it, and thousands of people coming into their country. There's a lot of ramifications.
Yeah, it's complicated, but if you look at the contrast, I mean, I'm certainly in favor of Ukrainian refugees being welcomed into Europe. Absolutely, they should be, but it's also quite interesting that Ukrainian refugees are welcomed into Europe, and Syrian and Afghani and Iraqi and African refugees are not welcomed into Europe. And we've got the
boat
issue
people
here.
that are going to drown. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great song, a great message, and
a great segue into, I think, the piece that Don is about to do.
Okay.
I read the title on your piece, Don. Thanks again, Robert.
Okay, as we all are, we're very concerned about what's going on. And this is a poem in two parts. First part was written a couple of weeks before the invasion. The second half is what's going on now. Let's see. Part one. Is this 1938 again? The threat of war, how it hangs over Europe again, tanks and soldiers waiting, while Ukraine goes about its business. Words threaten sanctions. Will sanctions bring back the dead? Is no one willing to stop this? Is this 1938 again? Russian soldiers in tanks and trucks waiting for their orders. How many will they kill? Who sends them to conquer and kill? A man, evil and cunning. He controls the gas and the soldiers. Europe needs the gas. Is this 1938 again? Just how far will this go? Which country is next? Who will answer for the dead? War is a crime carried out by men. Is this 1938 again? Of course, the references to when the Nazis marched into Austria and then Czechoslovakia and then Poland, and no one wanted to stop them. Okay, this is the second poem. Ukraine. How the rockets fly and the bombs do fall. The people flee and they're hiding in cellars while the world watches and wonders. He holds the button of final oblivion. He said it was an exercise, thousands of soldiers in trucks and tanks. He made demands as if the ruler of Europe. After all, he holds the button of final oblivion. We see the buildings crumbling, fires blazing, unarmed crowds standing to stop trucks and tanks. A Russian soldier crying he was given food and a phone to call his mother. The rockets fly, how far will this go? Why was this done? Who will account for the dead? The destruction of a nation at peace. Let's hope they have the courage to stand up to this. I don't know how it will end.
Hopefully with negotiations and no more killing. Linda Allen is our next performer. Linda, welcome. I'll get your video queued up, but feel free to share a word with Don.
That song just really went straight to my heart. Who will answer for the dead, indeed? And I share that sense of shock and disbelief that it could be happening again. So thank you for putting into words so much of what I've been feeling. Thank you. So happy Women's Happy Women's History Month, and that's been a passion of mine for a long time. And if you go to my website, you will see that I have a CD that's all about women's history, and there's also if you go to my website, which is lindasongs.com, then you'll see a whole page or whole area devoted to women's history, and it has a trailer to a 1-hour video that I've made about women's history, and a lot of original songs and a lot of resources. So I just encourage you to visit that, not just for what I've put out, but for a lot of other people are presenting and history they've shared. So this next song is on a CD I made some time ago called The Long Way Home, at a time of a different war, and it seemed time to bring it back. And just today, I worked with my husband to create a video to go with this song. Again, if you go to the welcome page on my website, the song is downloadable. You can share it with anyone that you like. And also the video is now, as of today, there, and you can watch this video you're about to see also on my website, and please feel free to share it. So I think that's enough of an introduction, Ben, and let's just let it go.
I know that this video starts with a little bit of black. I'm going to just make sure everybody's muted, and I'll play it.
A small vase of flowers, the sun through the window, walls of white plaster, a small picture frame. Still I can see it, my mind's eye can see it, my harbor, my center, my family, my name. How fragile a thing is a small vase of flowers, walls of white plaster, how quickly they fall. Pictures will crumple and burn in a whisper. My home and my life can mean nothing at all. High in the heavens, a young man was watching, his eyes on a target his soul could not see, his mind on an enemy, faceless and nameless. His hands pushed the trigger, the target was me. I wander the streets of this city I once loved. I search through the rubble which once was my home. I search for my neighbors, my children, my life, but nothing is left, not a stone stands on stone. How fragile a thing is a small vase of flowers, how luscious my garden, how sweet was the fruit. But the bombs fell like rain till the screams turned to silence, and I stand here weeping, a tree without roots. Small vase of flowers, the sun through the window, walls of white plaster, a small picture frame. Still I can see it, my mind's eye can see it, my harbor, my center, my family, my name.
Wow. Wow. So this is a recently written song?
No, the song I wrote back in the 90s, a different war, but I just brought it forward because it seemed important right now.
Yeah. Yeah, actually I think you had to actually explain that. Now I'm realizing. Wow. I mean, what a beautiful piece, and so you've reapplied it. So do you want to say any more about that?
Not. I will have all the images were, for the most part, I think there were one or two I didn't get permissions on yet, but they were all public domain and available, so that it should be able to be shared pretty easily. And I'm happy for people to do that. And that listing will be on the website when we get to it. So no, I think that's really it.
Well, it's a moving song, and I encourage you. Yeah, like good on you for working through all those tech things and getting the pictures out there and everything. So thank you so much, Linda, for joining the Song Circle.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It looks like we're going to have time to get at least to the first person on our wait list, which is Jason Baker. I'm next. I'm going to bring back a song to this circle that I did a slightly earlier version of recently. And it's inspired by this cartoon here, which you can see on my screen. And it's a conversation between Uncle Sam and a therapist. And this cartoon was written by Matt Worker. From Politico, and here, Uncle Sam says, I have 1,800 nuclear missiles, 283 battleships, 9,400 planes. I spend more on my military than the next 12 nations combined, and despite spending more every year, I still feel insecure. And the therapist says to Uncle Sam, "It's simple. You have a military-industrial complex." So anyway, I show this to you that I think I saw this in August of 2021, and I just thought this was really quite a powerful cartoon. And I set my mind on to the task of writing a song where Uncle Sam sees a shrink. And this is what Uncle Sam has to say in my imagination of where this goes. So here it goes. And actually, I'm going to do one quick thing that I forgot to do, which is going to slightly change the sound, I think, for the better. And I'm going to ask somebody to confirm that I am live when I do this. And just give me a quick second here. And here we go. One switch. Hey, you still hear me? Let me know if you do. Good? Friends, do you hear me?
We hear you.
Yes, we hear you, Ben.
Yes. Thank you all very much. Great. All right, here I go. Appreciate you. Uncle Sam sees a shrink. So what brought me here, shrink, is I started to think that perhaps I've gone into decline. I almost forget when the sun never set on countries whose rules I define. My unrivaled power meant nations would cower and help my vast wealth to accrue. If one wasn't supine, or they got out of line, well, I'd just take them out in a coup. And I have by far the most nuclear warheads. Each one is on trigger alert. My hundreds of foreign bases are spread to maintain the control I exert. So, doctor, help me. I can't understand why wielding this power feels pointless and bland. Even with all my arms, my wealth and grandeur, I still feel so insecure. And be frank with me, please. I'm down on my knees. Your words come with weighty credentials. Why am I in this pain? Can you help me regain the morale I once found so essential? It just makes me irate when erstwhile client states demand that I honor their borders. I feel anxious and sick. Check the diagnostic manual of mental disorders. At what diagnosis, doc, have you arrived? Could you point it out in this text? You can? Well, I'm now paging through the DSM-5 for, tell me what it's called again. A military industrial complex? Well, it says here that fraudsters and hacks win the biggest contracts, building jet fighters and drones. Economies go down in the cities and towns once lenders start calling in loans. Doc, I won't read anymore. Try the DSM-4. Can't you give me a sound explanation? Like a weakness in me that I cannot yet see, or meddling by some foreign nation. How dare you imply that the very armed forces, key to the power I've known, empty me of my best resources, cause me to feel so alone. My consultants attested that you were the best, but I clearly see now you're a phony. I pay you too well to be left in this hell of the stress that comes with hegemony. This session has only made me feel more ill and put your credentials in doubt. You've overlooked that I am a city on a hill. We're done now, and I'm walking out.
Is that your song, Ben?
Yes, sir, it is.
That is a good one.
Thanks, Don. Let's see if we can get Jason up on this stage to round it out here. Jason, you're our last performer today. How's it
thanks
going?
Thanks for squeezing me in on the wait list. That was great, man. The rhymes, classic, very classic rhymes there. You got to admit that. Well done. That's all I can say. And very timely. Speaking of timely stuff, so I just wrote this is a brand new song. It probably needs work, but I wanted to share it with you guys in particular because it's inspired by the big events of the last week, and 10 days, 2 weeks, fortnight, whatever. Yeah, well, I'll just sing it. It's called The Dream of Peace. Once there was a dream of peace that flew around the world. It dreamed itself in every heart, and there a flag unfurled. A tiny rag proclaiming love and peace for humankind. From the heart the dream escaped, yet something stayed behind. A dream of a world where sunflowers bloom. We dream a dream of peace, and we can make that dream come true. The dream of peace, it flew away, driven by drums of war. Yet somehow hid in every heart, waiting for a door. And when the light was let to shine, the seeds of peace did grow. Sunflowers live in every heart, where love is free to flow. A dream of a world where sunflowers bloom. We dream a dream of peace and make that dream come true. A dream of a world where sunflowers sunflowers bloom. You dream a dream of peace and make that dream come true. Make that dream come true. Make that dream come true. So that's for Ukraine. Ben, if you're talking, I don't think we can hear you.
Hey, thank you for that tip. Here I am again. And thank you, Jason. I wanted to bring up our first performer of the evening, Steve Siegelbaum. Yeah, Steve, did you want to share a word to complete the circle here? Give you the last word, and then we'll sign off. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Steve.
Good idea. I should mute myself since most people can't read lips. Yeah, the overall mood of that song is what touched me. What I thought so appropriate. The melody clearly to me reflected what is obviously a difficult period right now, as difficult as we've known in recent years, and we've known some difficult ones. So I liked the images that it was not, one way to go would be hard hitting and in your face, and this wasn't. This was to me an appropriate and
thank you.
And sensitive response and a measured response that sometimes is lacking, and I really like that. I really appreciated that.
Thank you. I'm glad that came across, because that's not exactly how I felt all week.
No, I understand.
You know, but yeah.
Yeah,
This song was. The song, obviously, I had the idea of sunflowers in my head. Sunflowers are the national flower of Ukraine ever since the whole thing started. And then last week, Vance Gilbert mentioned that the largest plane in the world was destroyed in the initial attack. That's the plane called the Maree, the Dream.
Yeah.
And it's a plane that was used never for war, only for space travel, for shuttles, and for NGOs transporting large things like turbines for power projects, and for transporting food to food relief to places. So it was a plane that went around the world bringing hope to people, and it was destroyed. And that was a part of what inspired me to think about writing this song. So thank you, Steve.
Good job. Yep.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you, Jason. And I'm just going to make one quick announcement to round this whole thing out here, because we've got a few events coming up and want folks to know about it. It's, if you go to peoplesmusic.org, you're going to be able to see all this information, and I'll bring up what it looks like here. It's like this, and then the events, and then online events is the best way to see it. And that's where you're going to find out about, well, the event that we just finished. And then also, hey, check this out. Coming up on March 20th, that's a Sunday, March 20th, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time, we have, I love this 80, it's the it's her 80th birthday party, Bev Grant's 80th birthday party. And that's her when she was a little younger. More recent photo right here on the right. And the badass Bev Grant's 80th birthday party. Bev Grant is known as a badass, both in her songwriting and activism, and photography and writing and all kinds of things. And we've got a whole crew of people to celebrate her birthday, singing one song each, written by Bev Grant. So the performers are Lindsay Wilson, Elise Bryant, Charlie King, Carol Ann Solabello, Maya Byrne, Dupre, who'll be backed up by Barry Kornhauser, Colleen Kata. We've got Emma's Revolution. We've got Annie Patterson, and then very rousing finale with Together We Can Move Mountains. So check that out. I'm going to be posting some more of the song swaps coming up later this month, pretty soon. So we'll, have more opportunities. We're also looking at getting the If I Had a Song session going once again. So lots of great things happening at the People's Music Network. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. With that, I'm going to end the live stream.
And also, Ben, Songs of the Spirit, and hopefully some more schmoozes coffee hours.
We will definitely be announcing those events very soon. Songs of the Spirit is a regular event at People.